Shipping giant Maersk has suspended U.S. flag operations in the Red Sea after a Houthi attack targeting a Maersk line ship carrying a U.S. government cargo. The two ships were part of scheduled U.S. Navy accompaniment for a northbound transit of the Bab el Mandeb today when they reported seeing explosions close by. Maersk has said that the U.S. Navy accompaniment also intercepted multiple projectiles. The U.S. Navy has now rerouted the ships back to the Gulf of Aden. The UK Maritime Trade Operations Office, which does not identify vessels in its alert, said it received a report from the master of a commercial vessel reporting an explosion approximately 100 meters off the starboard side while approximately 50 nautical miles south of Al-Mukha in Yemen. The U.S. Central Command confirmed details of the incident in a statement posted on X. The statement said, and I quote, on the 24th of January at approximately 2 p.m., Iranian-backed Houthi terrorists fired 3 anti-ship ballistic missiles from a Houthi-controlled area of Yemen towards the U.S.-flagged owned and operated container ship, the MV Maersk, Detroit, transiting the Gulf of Aden. One missile impacted in the sea. The other 2 missiles were successfully engaged and shot down by the USS Gravely. There were no reported injuries or damages to the ship. The statement has confirmed this. Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava is joining us on the broadcast to give us more details about this. Mr. Srivastava, this interception by Houthis and the Yemen-backed terrorists is becoming, a big pain for international movers and operators. What do you think is, going to be the permanent solution here? India has also vowed a few days back that they will act upon this threat.
Well, Vineet, first of all, a very good morning to you. Good morning to all the viewers. Now, Vineet, I think this situation is obviously a matter of a serious concern for international community. But the response is that they must be checked. And that's what precisely United States of America and Britain has done by conducting strikes against Houthis. And such strikes, United States of America on its own also continuously conducting. And these terrorists must be stopped and checked by force. And that's the solution. And because these are this is a terrorist organization, obviously United States of America has again put them in that category, and now the stricter and more forceful actions are required to put them under check. And this is what is being done. As you have yourself mentioned, Vineet, that India is also concerned about it, and we have also deployed our warships in this Arabian Sea region and other countries of the world. About 20 countries, they have formed a coalition and they initiated an operation known as Operation Prosperity Guardian. And that kind of operation will also being done to check them. So, but the real intention of these Houthis is that why they are doing this kind of attacks is that they want to intervene into Israel's war against Hamas. They want to distract the Israel's attention. They want to distract the U.S. attention from the war against Hamas. And they are doing all sorts of such activities in support of Hamas. And obviously, their intention is terrorist intentions, and that must be checked. And in my assessment, if Houthis does not stop here with this kind of attack, then there could be a bigger operation against Houthis. And though they are controlling most part of the Yemen, but if they continue posing such threats to the international community, then I think international community will respond in the same way the kind of response Hamas is facing. So if Houthi continues posing such threat and if they come up with some big attack and they make some substantial damage to the international community, then I think there could be a bigger attack on Houthis too. So this is what precisely is to be done, and these terrorist organizations must be defeated by force. And that is why it is imperative not only for Israel, but also for the international community to ensure that these terrorists do not operate in those areas. And that's what precisely needs to be done, and a powerful, forceful response is required.
Mr. Srivastav, it's very, very evident that a lot of these terrorists are getting their funding and their backing from the country of Iran. The Americans, are hard on their heels when it comes to Iran. What kind of an escalation can we see in that conflict? Because what we are hearing is that the Americans and the Iranians are on the verge of some sort of a conflict. Is it over this?
Yeah, I think it's a very excellent question you have asked, and this is one of the very important point which America and other countries, those who are engaged in this Israel and Hamas, conflict, they are concerned about, and obviously the attempts are being made to not to allow this conflict to get escalated at the regional level. And to preventing regional escalation is one of the important imperatives for Israel, for United States of America and other countries. And these Houthis, these Hezbollahs and other terrorist organizations, those who are operating in Iraq and Syria, they are attempting their best to, bring this conflict at the different level. And that's what also must be prevented. So I think what United States of America and Britain and other countries are doing by attacking Houthi, they are not only securing the freedom of navigation and sea lanes of communication in the Red Sea, but also they are attempting to prevent this conflict getting escalated at regional level. And to prevent such escalation of this conflict, it is important that these non-state actors such as Houthi and Hezbollah must become under check. And Iran, in my assessment, Iran is backing them. Certainly it is backing them. And if the Houthis are having anti-ship ballistic missiles and such sophisticated weapons, advanced weapons, then obviously it is provided by Iran. But in my assessment, Iran will not go for any kind of a direct conflict with the United States of America because Iran will have a very, very huge cost of such direct conflict. Though Iran is supporting them, this terrorist organization, and Iran is obviously using this terrorist organization to fulfill its regional ambitions. But Iran will not, in my assessment, not go into a direct confrontation with the U.S. because their defeat is ascertained, and also they will have a huge cost. They are already under severe economic sanctions, and there are all sorts of whatever nuclear installations, etc., will come under serious threat if there is any direct conflict between with Israel and U.S. With Iran. So I think Iran they will continue backing such terrorist organizations from back side, but in my assessment they will not like to take such a risk of a direct conflict with the United States of America. And as you know, that the United States of America and other countries, they have deployed their full might at this point of time in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea, and all sorts of weapons are there to conduct any kind of a strike anywhere inside Iran. So Iran, I think, knows about the consequences and implications of such a direct conflict, and that's why, in my assessment, they will not go into any kind of a direct conflict. But yes, as far as the non-state actors are concerned, United States of American President Joe Biden himself has said that though Houthis have not stopped yet, but doesn't matter, it will U.S. and other countries strike inside Yemen, inside wherever they are operating from, whether it is Iraq and Syria, against these non-state actors will continue, and I think that is precisely needs to be done. These terrorist organizations must be checked by the use of force, and that is what precisely the responsible nations of the world are doing against them.
Right. Group Captain UK Devnath also joins us on the broadcast to give his perspective on this matter. Group Captain Devnath, what do you make of this escalating disturbances that we see in the oceans? Are the Americans going to hold the Iranians wholly and solely responsible?
We need further escalation which has taken place. It only shows that Houthis are not backing up. These airstrikes by the US and UK-led forces over Houthi targets in Yemen have not effectively stopped Houthis' logistic supply chain. Last week, US had intercepted one very, very sophisticated boat which was carrying weapons from Iran to Sana. But the surprising thing is, in spite of these interceptions and in spite of US air attacks on Houthi targets in Yemen, Houthis have not lost their military teeth. Now, what are the further options left with the Western forces? One is that they put boots on the ground on the soil of Yemen. But the American elections are due very shortly, and USA, the people of America are not inclined to see their sons and husbands fighting on the soil, other people fight on other soil in foreign land. So that option is ruled out.
All right.
Another option.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.